Harford Land Trust was founded in 1991 as a local nonprofit that preserves land in Harford County, Maryland. For over 30 years, we've worked to preserve farms, forests, and important waterways in the county. Farmland preservation has always been an important component of our work. Of course, we know that farmers produce food and fiber, but farms are also an important area of habitat in the county, as well as helping to preserve clean water and clean air.
Yeah, so farmland preservation is really important in Harford County. Not only does it help us preserve our rural heritage and history, but it also helps us to ensure that we have a very strong agricultural economy. And it's also important to remember that the food that we see in the grocery store or at a farm stand, is grown here. And it's important to make that connection between the sources of our food and how they get to consumers in the end.
Early in the pandemic, we were alarmed by national food supply chain disruptions and the increase in local food insecurity. We saw an increase in need for emergency food services throughout the county and saw many of our neighbors looking to local farmers and markets to feed their families during this unprecedented time. It has never been more important to increase our support for local farmers that provide us with a wealth of fresh, readily available food grown right here in Harford County.
The Dallam family has owned this piece of property since 1726. I always say we've been here 50 years longer than the country has existed. We're a small dairy farm in southern Harford County.
Clear Meadow Farm is a grain and beef farm operation, and more recently we have opened a farm store. Our grain farm operation consists of growing corn, soybeans, barley, wheat, sunflowers, and hay and straw.
We produce milk, and we make some of our milk into cheese. We are soon to be bottling our milk, making our own cheese here, and making our own ice cream base.
It's been really nice since we opened the market because people coming in here, they want to know where their food's coming from, and that's one thing that we offer here is everything we sell is local.
We recognize that the protection of local farmland is also the protection of essential local food networks. For this reason, we decided to shift our annual Harvest Moon to Harford Harvest. Harford Harvest is a month-long campaign designed to raise funds for land preservation and feed our neighbors in need. Half of all of Harford Harvest proceeds will be distributed to over 100 Harford County food pantries through our partnership with the Harford Community Action Agency and Mason-Dixon Community Services to meet the immediate and increased emergency food needs of families throughout Harford County.
COVID-19 greatly impacted the need for emergency food in Harford County. For over 40 years, Harford Community Action Agency has been here for the residents of Harford County in the areas of emergency food, Maryland Energy Assistance, and homeless services. HCA's current relationship with local farmers is pretty awesome. We have a relationship with just about every local farmer in Harford County. We have them just a phone call away or email away to inquire as to what products they may have at any given moment, and they were really able to jump in and assist us when our food chain distribution was disrupted with COVID-19.
When you've lived in a place for generations, you see how it's changed, and you really want a healthy community around you. And I think farmers are very happy to reach out and help those in need that live in their communities.
The need for preserved land is greater than ever. Be it a beautiful hiking trail or a field ready for harvest, 2020 reminds us of all the ways the land nourishes us. Harford Land Trust is committed more than ever to preserve the land that supports our communities. From challenges in keeping shelves stocked to increased financial hardship, COVID-19 has shown us the vulnerabilities of our food supply chain. But we can create a more accessible, available, and resilient food system right here in Harford County, starting from the ground up by preserving agricultural land.
The money that is received from farmland preservation is almost always reinvested into the farm and the community, creating a cycle of investment that keeps moving after the farm is preserved.
Yes, our family takes great value in knowing that we have preserved the farmland that we were raised on and we were raising our children on. And I think the most important way to keep that sustainable for future generations is to do our part in preserving any additional land we have available and persuading other local people to do the same.
When you're one of many generations to own a farm in past and hopefully present, you always want to leave it better than you found it. And preservation has helped us give the farm security for the future generations.
Please join us for Harford Harvest this October as we support local land preservation and help feed our neighbors in need.